Morning, Steve from the Horse Race System. A lot of people signed up last week off the back of the offer that I ran for the discounted $5.99 a month after obviously a new free trial. Those that have tried it before or wanted to try it again, or maybe not tried it before but heard about it. There's quite a few questions this week, so I thought I'd just do a quick video and potentially for anybody that didn't sign up last week and wants to a little bit more about how it works. So got the instructions in here. Have a read of that, but I'm just going to sort of cover that off in what I'm talking about today. This is a system page. I'm just going to change to this view that we have on the iPad just for ease, and I'm going to change to decimal odds. I pull in and track wherever possible each day's results from what the At the Races tipster has picked out. You can see here I'm pulling in the odds as well from a couple. I generally look at the William Hill odds. We wouldn't back, part of the instructions is you don't back it if it's less than evens, so that'd be 2 in decimals. So the red ones are the ones we wouldn't have backed. Obviously that's the position, so green is when it's 1. So I didn't track yesterday, but going back to the 9th now, 9th of May this week. I like to do it this way, where you track it, where you're betting across meets. But again, you could just pick out a particular meet if you wanted and do sort of just Chester or Fontwell, for example. So I'm just going to show you how that would work. So let's look back on the 9th and Chester. First race, 10 to 2, we wouldn't have backed that because it's less than evens, so we skip that one. Next one's 14.25. Just pick your stake. Talk about more. I'll just put £5 in there for the time being, but obviously people have got different budgets, so I'll explain how you can make that personal to you. And that's partly the reason for sending this video, along with I'll send this spreadsheet so you can look through all the previous results that I've tracked and see how it worked out based on what budget you would have put in. So let's type the horse name in. And the odds, if we take the Williams odds, was 5 to 1, so 6 in decimals. And then it tells you we're starting with £5. The first stake will be £5. That horse came 5th, so it lost. So we've marked the loss in there, and we move on to the next race, which was 3 o'clock. You don't actually have to populate these 2 columns here if you don't want. It's just for your reference looking back. It doesn't do anything on the system. It's the odds that they're doing a bit of calculations. This one's 4 to 1, so 5 in decimals. It's telling you now that to place £10 on this race, so you go over to Sky Bet or Bet365, whatever you're using, and you place your bet on this horse for £10. What the system is doing at each point here is it's working at, it's trying to get you double what you've set as your stake per race, regardless whether you win or lose. So if we'd have won on the first race, we'd have won double that stake, £10. If we won on this one, we would have get at least £20. That's how it's working. Obviously, depending on the odds, you might come out with more. So if this race had won, we'd have been £35 in profit. Didn't know, it lost, so we move on. And it was the third race at Chester that was the winner, Young Rascal. And the odds there, I'm not sure what that is in fractions. So it tells us to bet £20 on this. Did actually win. So what happens then is you would have received the 20, 30, £5 that you'd staked back, plus a profit of £31.67 for just over an hour's work there. So that's how it works. That's how simple it is. As far as the stakes, it's a question I always get asked around what betting bank do I need for stakes. So if I'm betting £5, how much do I need? There's no easy answer for this, because it depends on quite a few variables. Obviously, the odds that the tipster's picking out, and also the number of losses is going to go before a win, which is always an unknown. That's why I'm providing this spreadsheet. So you can go back over previous days and look at what that is. I mean, I talk to people with different betting banks, so some people quite happily probably set this to £50. they'd have bet £350 for a £316 profit, and they'd be happy with that. There's other people that scare the life out of, and they'd set that at £1. So you bet £4, £5, £6, £7 on that and get £6.33 profit back in that scenario. But you can even put lower. If you're if you're a 2p better or a 20p better, you can start small. 80, 120, 140. Bet 140, get £1.27 back. I mean, that's people just. I've got different budgets, different ideas of what's the right amount of money to bet for them. So you set your own stake based on what you think. Go back through previous days, have a look what would have happened if you'd have picked certain meets. Like if you looked yesterday, the 9th, last one had tracked Wolverhampton, there wasn't a win for the whole meet. It's not a problem because we just carry on the next meet. So if let's clear this out a second, just run that through. I'll not populate that, but just populate. It's got some high odds ones in here though, which helps with the amount you're actually staking. So let's just put this on pound. So 10, that lost. 28, bit of a long shot there, that lost. 2.5, lost. Obviously we missed the ones at less than evens. 3.5, lost. 4, lost. And 3, lost. So a pound stakes would be £42 down at this point. You might find that the next race the following morning that you bet on was a 6-1 and it won. Everything you've staked you get back, plus you've made an £18 profit there. So it's all as long as you carry on, you'll never be out of money. You'll always get all your stakes back and a profit based on at least double every race based on whatever you stake you put in there. So that's how it works. Where people get caught out with the system is they put this too high. They haven't got the betting bank to continue, and they end up running out of money to bet. And that's the problem that people generally face with this, and that's why people drop out. So what I'd say is just start small. Start with a bit of fun. Start with 20p's if you want, just to see how it goes. Start by not actually placing any bets. Do today's racing. Put it all in the system. See what would have happened if you had placed the bets. Get used to it. Familiarise yourself with how it works. And why I'm providing this spreadsheet today is so you can go back over previous days, have a look at what would have happened. I tend to like to do it this way, in the way it's sorted. I'll go across meet. So it's nice. You can sort of just in the 10 minutes between the races. You can see you generally be 3 meets, 10 minutes apart. 10 to 2, 2 o'clock, 10 past 2, 20 past 2. Obviously missing out any that are less than evens. It's a nice way constantly, sitting at your computer doing the racing, or on your mobile phone because it's mobile optimized. Doing that so you've got time to check the last result, put the next bet on, watch it, and see what would have happened. But like I say, you can do it any way you want. You can pick it out just a particular meet, or you can do it the cross meet way. Have a look at the number of losses you would have got in between on average, just so you can get a comfortable stake that you're happy with, where you'll have enough money to continue to win. If you run out of money before the win, that's when you're going to end up losing money. So be sensible, and you can make a lot of money from this system. What I'm going to do today as well, I know I said I'd only do it for last weekend, but there's been a lot of questions and a lot of take up on it. I'm going to keep that, reopen the offer for the $5.99 a month and a 7-day trial. So if you sign up today through the link I'll put in the email, you can enjoy that same offer that people got last weekend. Good luck. Hope you enjoyed today's racing and make some money from it. Cheers. Speak to you later.